2 and two-tone paging. In this configuration, your pager will be muted until called. In that other page, the program page, and if you hit optional feature, and if you hit option signaling, common set, that's where you set the auto reset timer. I put it to off, so once it gets activated it would stay on until you either turn it off, change channels, or whatever. But if that's not your method of operation, then you could go up to 15 seconds. So after 15 seconds of silence, or any of these seconds that you have here chosen, if it sees silence for, in this case, 8 seconds, it would mute itself. But if there's traffic and they keep yakking and everything, it'll stay on until it sees that, and then it would have to be paged again to open up again. So that's set in another page. I'm going to turn it off for since this is a search and rescue radio. I would imagine you want to turn it on and keep it on so you can hear all the traffic that's being talked about. But then you have that other feature, that other concern that I have. And to negate that, okay, so that's your signaling for SAR team number 2, two-tone paging. So here in the box here for channel, I could go up a page, up a channel 2 on the radio, same frequency, everything's the same. Search and rescue team number 2, and O for open. And it's going to be no signaling. So once you get called, okay, I'm going to hit the road, and then I'm going to switch to channel number 2. And channel 2 will be open all the time, so you can hear further information or further traffic from dispatch or your command post. Also, when you get out to the field and you're actively searching as well, this could be the channel that you'll keep on all the time to listen for updates or whatever. Here we go, channel 3. Channel 3, same channel. This time I added decode PL and encode CTCSS. And I'm calling it SAR. SAR team number 5 for 5-tone. Options will be off with the scrambler, but here you put 5-tone on the type, and auto response. I recommend having the auto response on, because what that would do is when you get a code, a 5-tone code, if your radio responds to that, opens up, it's going to retransmit out to the call-in radio, or the radio out there, actually the call-in radio, I'm sorry, and tell that other radio that, hey, I'm on, and it's going to open up that other radio. But there's a glitch to this, and let me show you. Here, you see that it's on, and I want to pay on channel number 3, so I'm going to stroll to channel number 2 here real quick, and I'm going to go back to channel number 3 again. See, it automatically turned it off. It's a glitch in the programming. So what I would do is, after you get done with all your configurations, wherever you see 5-tone paging and you want that to be on, you just click there, on, and move on to the next channel if you have another channel that has 5-tone. And don't go back, because then it'll probably glitch over. But in the meantime, if you go to the next channel, do its configuration and so forth, and not go back, it would still be activated. I don't know if that confused you more, but you could play with it and see what I'm talking about. So that's 5-tone paging, and it's on. And same thing with 2-tone. After, you might bump the setting there, or your radio, and it might remute itself for another page. So channel number 4 is the exact same thing, but search and rescue team number 5, open for no paging. It's going to be an open channel. Same PL and all that. Let's see, what do I have for channel 5? Channel 5. Okay, you were talking about the scrambling mode, and it's illegal for amateurs and FRS and GMRS and stuff like that, so I'm just letting you know it's illegal to use that mode in those services. But law enforcement, if they're licensed for it, they could. So I'm assuming maybe some of your team members are law enforcement and are able and licensed to use the scrambling mode. Enough said. So same thing, same channel, you know, no decode, just for example and everything. But then you go here to options. I don't exactly know what compand means, or maybe it's the compander, and that has to do with narrowband, the narrowband mode. I'm not sure what they mean in this particular radio, but you want to put on the scrambler. And then here under scrambler is the group. There's 8 of them, and like I said in that other video, there are 8 different ways to scramble your voice. Now the most common that you'll see out there is number 4. So if you get law enforcement from Homeland Security or state police or something like that, and they're on they're using scrambling, more than likely they're on scrambling number 4. But let's put it there just for that there, and that's it. That channel is set for scrambling. And then here's an extra channel, law enforcement open, and it would have that off. Same channel and everything. You could manually disengage the scrambler using a faceplate, but this will be a convenient way just to change the channel up one, and then it'll be there without the scrambler. Because if somebody talks to you in a regular mode to a radio that's in scrambling mode, it's not gonna be compatible. They will still come in scrambled because they're not in that mode. You won't be able to hear them clearly. So that's the thing with that. Okay, the paging functions you cannot access through the faceplate programming, but you could do the scrambling mode through the faceplate. So let's pick a channel.
2, 3.
And I turn on
4,
the lady's voice there,
5,
so you can follow along.
6.
So here's law enforcement, open channel, not scrambling. So you'll hit menu.
Menu.
Scroll up.
CT scan. Lock. Priority. Box. Power. Squelch. Scrambler.
Now this is where you set your scrambling mode. So we're going to go scrambling mode number, you hit menu.
Enter. 7.
And from this point on you could pick the scrambling group. And we pick number 4 from the programming.
5. 4.
Press menu to enter.
Enter.
And UV to escape.
Escape.
And now you could move on to the next one to activate it or to deactivate it. So you hit up to the next one.
Auto. Light. Display. Color. Beep. ID. Code. Mode. Set.
APRO. I don't know what it stands for, but that's where you set the the
Mode. Set.
scrambling feature on or off.
Set.
So you hit menu. In that particular function,
Enter.
you scroll up and down, and it's like the menu on the program. Scrambler, compander, or off. Scrambler. Menu for enter.
Enter.
And you'll see that key icon click on top there. That's telling you that it's being scrambled. You escape, UV.
Escape.
Escape again.
Escape.
So law enforcement channels, the law enforcement channel there is now scrambling, even though it's open. Now if I go down to the other
5.
channel, law enforcement scrambler number 4, and you can see the key there, and that's being scrambled. Let me go up again.
6.
And I got my scanner there for Muir's channel number 2.
Test 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
and it's scrambling, and we did that manually with the faceplate. Now to deactivate it, menu,
Set.
and you gotta scroll up. Actually, it'll remember where you were last at. Menu again to enter.
Enter.
You turn it off. Enter to enter that setting.
Enter.
UV escape.
Escape.
Escape again.
Escape.
You don't see the bell note, and it's in normal mode.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's normal. But if I scroll up a channel or down a channel where I had it set for
5.
scrambler number 4, law enforcement scrambler number 4,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
is being scrambled. So that's that safety thing or convenience to go from scrambling to unscrambling really quick out in the field. You don't want to, mess around with buttons and everything when you're listening to traffic, emergency traffic and stuff, when you're looking for somebody or rescuing somebody, if you know what I mean. So that was radio number 1 that we configured. You got 20 of these guys to do. So I'm assuming they're all going to be the same. Maybe some changes, I don't know. But what I like to do is expand this back out into the spreadsheet form, and there's all the frequencies that you got and all the configurations, law enforcement and all that good stuff and everything. It's going to be a carbon copy. The only thing we're going to be customizing is its ID. So what I want to do is this is another radio. This is radio number 2. What I want to do is go to program, optional features, and we go back down to the signaling. Now we got 2-tone and 5-tone that we need to personalize. 2-tone. Now this was radio number 2. This is radio number 2 that it's calling. But the other one is radio number 1. So we're going to reverse that. So if I'm calling radio number 1, I'm going to have to change the B tone here to 1000 Hertz, because that's the calling frequency on slot number 0. And I'll demonstrate that in a little bit here. The all call or group call is still going to be 550. It's still going to be the same. So I'm going to leave that there. Now this was the setting for radio number 1. This is radio number 2. So radio number 2 will be 900 Hertz. That's its new ID now. So on the other radio, radio number 1, if it's calling radio number 2, it will hit number 0 on the faceplate. Call 0, 700 Hertz and 1000 Hertz, or I'm sorry, 900 Hertz to call radio number 2. But this is radio number 2 now, so this is the opposite. If I want to call radio number 1, or I got up to like 9 slots here, so you could call up to 9 different radios. But I only have 2 radios here, so I'm going to call radio number 1, and its ID is 700 1000. But this radio here is going to be the ID of 700 and 900. That's what's going to differentiate this radio from all the rest. The next radio, radio number 3, could be 700 800 or 800 900, or however you want to mix it up. All sorts of combinations. The only thing that I would recommend is to keep the tones above 300 Hertz and lower than 3000 Hertz. You want the voice frequencies to the range of a human voice, which is 300 Hertz to 3.5 kHz, for the reason in case if they're going through a repeater, some of those lower tones, like 150 or 200, may be filtered away. So that's why you want to remain in the audible tones of a human voice. So the circuits in a repeater or some other circuits, microwave or something like that, depending on what they're using, will not filter those tones out. a reliability issue here. But there's plenty of frequencies for you to choose from, believe me. So this guy's what you call it, 700, 900 now, and the group call will still remain 550. So that's 2-tone. Now we go to 5-tone. And the other radio was 0001. This guy's going to be 0000 number 2. And I can't backspace. Sorry for the thing here, focus and all that. So here, 00002. That's the ID for this radio in the 5-tone method. Save. Then close. Now I'm sort of remember that glitch I told you about with the 5-tone? Let's go see what that's all about now. I want to go back and verify that it's still activated. See, it turned it off. So we don't want to re-enable that. And if you have another channel that has that feature and you want the auto response on, another 5-tone channel, you want to go there and verify that that's on. You just go forward and don't go back, because then it would deactivate it again. It's the glitch of the software here. And that's it. Okay, we already reactivated that. And I'm going to go ahead and program the second radio. And if you have a third radio, then you do the same routine. Okay guys, let's demonstrate our changes here. So here we are, SAR team number 2, you're on standby, and you got your radio set for 2-tone. And there's no, it's not open. That's my scanner going off, let me turn that off. So here it is, you're receiving, but no audio. So here, to activate it, I'm going to use my command radio here, radio number 2. So to activate this radio here, we placed it in slot number 0. So it's call 0, call 0, transmitting. You heard the little whistle there, or the beeps? This guy's open.
Test 54321. Test 54321.
Now check this out. This is what I was talking about. I use this radio to call this radio here. This is in 2-tone mode, so I could actually encode a tone to activate this one. But this radio will still be muted. Now I'm going to respond back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm receiving, but it's not unmuted. That's why after you make that call with this radio on the 2-tone mode, you need to go up to an open channel with no 2-tone paging to listen to the response of who you're calling. So SAR team number 2, open channel. Now he could respond and you could listen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That is the safety feature that I'm talking about. That's really not that great in a search and rescue sort of scenario. If you're a firefighter off duty and you just have your radio muted, no big deal, you know, because dispatch is always going to be listening. But if you're out in the field in a search and rescue scenario, the paging feature is gonna kind of be a little bit, you know, it's gonna be dangerous in my opinion. But just to let you know. So let me demonstrate that again and tell you what I'm talking about. The procedure here. Here I'm starting off for search and rescue team number 2. And remember, I disabled the automatic reset, so this guy's still listening.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If I place this radio to reset in 15 seconds, after 15 seconds, this would have been muted again. But let me see, if I press a button here,
5,
nothing happens there. Still open, but if I go channel up or down,
Escape.
channel up,
6, 1.
it's muted. I changed the channel real quick and I went back and it reset itself. So you could accidentally sort of reset that back in there. Anyway, okay, we're starting fresh. I'm going to call this guy. Now let's go the opposite way now. Call 0. He's receiving. It's open. Now my calling radio, I'm going to switch to channel 2,
2.
which has the search and rescue team number 2.
Test 54321.
And then when he responds,
54321.
you're both open. It's advisable for this guy here to change to channel number 2 now, so he could have an open channel and not worry about the paging feature being activated by accident. And you could both do your thing and rescue some people out there. 5-tone.
3.
Channel 3 is search and rescue team number 5, 5-tone. And they're both placing the same thing. So this radio is going to call this radio here. So we go. Call. And if you notice, the first 3 digits is already filled in. And this is radio number 1. 0, 1. And it's not going to send it out automatically until you push to talk. Push to talk. It opened up. It's transmitting back to this guy. He opened up.
54321. 54321.
As long as you both are in range and have that response answer back activated, both radios would unmute. I don't know if other radios will be unmuted. I think it would be just these 2 will be unmuted. The rest of the team will still be silent. But if you're out of range, it's possible that this guy could receive the tone to activate, and when he calls back, for some reason this guy didn't hear it, he's going to remain unmuted. So for that reason is why I have that extra channel there, SAR team number 5, open, so you could, you know, bypass the paging feature. Okay, so
4, 5.
channel 5 is law enforcement, scrambler number 4. Now, that's just self-explanatory. I already demonstrated this in the other video. Alright, I hope this I know this is going to be a long ass video, but this channel here, Gorilla Gone Gray, is my bullshit channel, and it doesn't matter, whatever goes. So I don't care if it's 2 hours long, because this is an answer to your specific questions, and if